the agreement.
By having a budget agreement that does not raise taxes, that does reduce the deficit, and produces some certainty and prevents government shutdowns, we think is a good agreement.
After weeks of negotiating with Democrats, House Budget Committee Chairman Paul Ryan had to sell the agreement to members of his own party this morning.
We know that this budget agreement doesn't come close to achieving what we want to achieve on our ultimate fiscal goals. But again, if we can get a step in the right direction, we're going to take that step, and that's why we're doing this.
Ryan and Democrat Patty Murray, chair of the Senate budget panel, announced the agreement late yesterday. Their proposal includes $85 billion in spending cuts and increased revenues. Those include higher fees for airline passengers and greater pension contributions from newly hired federal workers. It also would roll back $63 billion in automatic spending reductions that hit defense and domestic programs. Some House Republicans said they'd support it, including Pennsylvania's Charlie Dent.
I think it's a good agreement. It certainly provides for savings. It certainly protects defense, but most important of all, provides a level of predictability, stability, and certainty about how we go about governing in this place.
The plan avoids provisions that sharply divide the two parties, such as tax increases or cuts to Medicare beneficiaries. Still, there are signs of dissent from both sides of the aisle, and they were on display today here at the Capitol. Kansas Republican Tim Huelskamp and other Tea Party conservatives complained deficits actually will be higher for the next 3 years before the savings kick in.
It's going to increase the deficit, it's going to raise taxes and fees, and it's not going to address the long-term overspending problem in Washington, which is we need to reform entitlements.
Some Senate Republicans, including Rand Paul, Marco Rubio, and Tom Coburn, also rejected the deal. And criticism came from outside conservative groups, but was promptly dismissed by House Speaker John Boehner.
They're using our members and they're using the American people for their own goals. This is ridiculous. Listen, if you're for more deficit reduction, you're for this agreement.
Among Democrats, there was disappointment the budget deal does not extend long-term unemployment benefits. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi.
We would have preferred something quite different, but we do recognize the value of coming to a decision so that we can go forward with some clarity on other legislation that we want to see.
The Senate's Democratic Majority Leader Harry Reid said he'd push for an extension of jobless benefits next year, but he called the overall compromise a breath of fresh air.
In this new agreement, neither side got everything it wanted. But that's how it used to work around here, Mr. President. That's how it worked.
The agreement could come to a vote in the House as soon as tomorrow.
And we have three different perspectives on the deal. They come from Stephen Ratner, who was an economic advisor known as the car czar in the Obama